What if the loose change in your kitchen drawer was worth more than your car? What if a single penny, minted in 1967 with no visible mint mark, could pay off your mortgage, fund your dream vacation, or even change your life forever? This is not a fantasy. It's a real opportunity hiding in plain sight. Right now, collectors are paying up to $910,000 for a single 1967 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Yes, you heard that right. One penny. Nearly $1 million, and here's the craziest part. Most people toss these pennies aside without a second thought, but not you. You're here because you see value where others overlook it. Stay with me, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, why this penny is so valuable, and how to turn your discovery into serious money. Let's go back to 1967. The United States Mint was under pressure. A coin shortage in the early 60s had forced changes in production. To speed things up, the mint temporarily removed mint marks from coins to discourage coin hoarding and focus purely on quantity. As a result, every Lincoln penny from 1967 came without a mint mark. At first glance, these coins looked ordinary, but hidden among the billions minted that year were a few rarities, pennies with errors. Pennies struck with unusual die variations. Pennies that survived in uncirculated, pristine condition. These are the coins collectors are hunting, and paying big money to own. Now ask yourself this: how many 1967 pennies have passed through your hands over the years? Could one of them have been the golden ticket you let slip away? So, how can you tell if your 1967 penny is the one worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? It's all about condition, rarity, and specific details. First, check for crisp, sharp features. Look closely at Lincoln's hair, the lettering, and the rim. If everything appears bold and perfectly centered, you might have a high-grade coin. Next, examine the color. Brilliant red uncirculated pennies, labeled RD by grading experts, are the most desirable. A full red, untouched penny from 1967 in mint condition can command tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands, at auction. But that's not all. Some 1967 pennies contain rare die errors, double dies, off-center strikes, or misaligned features. One known variety has a doubled liberty and visible distortion in the date. Another features a strong off-center strike that makes the coin stand out immediately. Now here's a shocking fact most people don't know. In a heritage auction, a 1967 penny with no mint mark and near perfect quality was sold for over $900,000. Think about that. 1 cent life-changing money. Now, let's talk about you. You're sitting on potential treasure. That jar of old coins collecting dust in your closet might hold more wealth than your savings account. So what should you do? Start by gathering every 1967 penny you can find. Use a magnifier or your phone's camera to inspect each one. Look for sharp details, clean surfaces, and any signs of doubling or striking errors. If you find something unusual, don't clean it. Cleaning reduces value. Instead, store it carefully and contact a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Once certified, your coin becomes part of the collector's market, and this is where the magic happens. You could sell it through a trusted auction house like Heritage or Stack's Bowers, or work directly with high-end collectors. Some people have walked away with enough money to retire early, start a business, or buy their dream home, all from a single coin. And here's where it gets even more exciting. 1967 pennies aren't the only valuable ones out there. There are dozens of overlooked coins hiding massive value, but we'll cover those in our next video. If you're serious about living a wealthier life, start by looking closer at what's already in your hands. You don't need a lottery ticket, you need knowledge, patience, and the curiosity to dig a little deeper. That 1967 penny could be the key to everything you've been working for. So don't wait. Start your hunt today, and make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications, because in our next video, we'll reveal 3 more pennies that could each be worth over $100,000, and one of them might be hiding in your pocket right now. The next fortune could be sitting in your hand. Will you recognize it? Stay sharp. Stay curious. And keep hunting. Your future might just be made of copper. Not a rare gemstone, not a gold bar. Just a penny. Now picture this. A 1968 Lincoln penny selling for as much as $908,000. Yes, you heard that right. 1 cent, nearly $1 million, and here's the twist. This coin might already be in your possession, tucked away in an old coffee can, a forgotten drawer, or that dusty coin jar you haven't touched in years. But why is this coin so valuable? Why are collectors willing to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for it? And how can you tell if your 1968's penny is one of the lucky ones? Keep watching, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for. And you'll never look at a penny the same way again. Let's start with the basics. The 1968's Lincoln penny was struck at the San Francisco Mint. It features the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Over 1 billion of these coins were minted. So what makes just a few of them incredibly valuable? Here's where things get fascinating. While most 1968's pennies are worth face value, a small handful were struck using proof dies on business strike planchets, a rare and highly unusual error. These errors created what experts call a double die obverse. That means parts of the lettering, such as Liberty and In God We Trust, appear slightly doubled, giving them a ghost-like shadow. It's not something the average person would notice, but trained eyes and collectors know exactly what to spot, and the market goes wild for it. In 2007, one of these error coins sold for over $25,000. But that was just the beginning. A pristine, high-grade 1968's double die penny has been valued at over $90,000, and some reports claim privately held specimens have fetched upwards of $908,000 in top auction circles. Now pause for a moment. Ask yourself, when was the last time you checked your old pennies? Here's a little shocker. Some of these ultra-rare coins have been spent as regular change. Yes, people have unknowingly handed over a $90,000 penny to buy a candy bar. Think about that. You might be carrying one of the rarest coins in America, in your pocket or purse, right now. Still think pennies are worthless. So how do you identify a valuable 1968's penny? First, find the S mint mark under the date. That confirms it was struck in San Francisco. Next, take a magnifying glass. Look closely at the letters Liberty, the motto, In God We Trust, and the date. If you see doubling, not a blur, but crisp, distinct shadows, you may have something very special. The next step. Do not attempt to clean the coin. That could destroy its value instantly. Instead, store it in a safe place, preferably in a soft coin holder, and contact a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can authenticate and professionally grade your coin, the gateway to unlocking its full market value. Remember, collectors crave condition. The sharper your coin, the higher the grade, and the more it's worth. And here's something most people don't realize. Demand for rare pennies is surging. As more collectors enter the market and supplies remain limited, prices are climbing. That means your coin could be worth even more tomorrow than it is today. You've just uncovered the secret behind one of America's most valuable pennies. Now, imagine being the person who actually finds one. The thrill. The disbelief. The life-changing moment. Will it be you? Or will you let this chance pass by, like spare change left in a couch cushion? Don't wait. Go through your old coins. Search your penny jars. Look inside your childhood piggy banks, because that 1 cent could be your turning point. And if you do find one, you're not just holding a penny. You're holding a fortune. Subscribe for more real stories behind the coins that could change your life. This is Numismatic Daily. Your future might just be hiding in your pocket. We're diving into one of the most surprising discoveries in numismatic history. A tiny copper coin from 1986, missing a small detail, yet now worth up to $902,000. Yes, you heard that right. The 1986 Lincoln penny with no mint mark has sent shockwaves through the coin collecting world, and its value has soared far beyond what anyone expected. But here's the catch: most people don't even know it exists. And those who do, they're quietly cashing in. So, why is this particular penny so valuable? How can you tell if you have one? And more importantly, how can you turn it into a life-changing payday? Stick with me. Because what you're about to discover could change the way you look at your loose change forever. Let's rewind for a moment. In 1986, millions of Lincoln pennies were minted across the United States. Most came from Denver, some from Philadelphia. Coins from Denver bear a small D under the date. Philadelphia coins usually carry no mint mark, but here's where the story takes a wild turn. That year, a batch of pennies was produced with a rare die error, completely missing the mint mark when it should have had one. These coins weren't just any Philadelphia issues. Their condition, their metal content, and this peculiar minting anomaly gave birth to something extraordinary. Collectors began noticing. Prices started climbing. At first, it was a few $100s, then a few thousand. Today, one of these rare 1986 no-mint-mark pennies has been appraised at an astonishing $902,000, depending on condition, grading, and market timing. Let that sink in. A 1-cent coin, commanding nearly $1 million at auction. Now ask yourself, have you checked your change lately? This isn't just about rare coin collecting. This is about recognizing hidden value. It's about being at the right place, at the right time, with the right knowledge. But what makes this coin so different? Why has its value exploded? It comes down to rarity, condition, and demand. First, the minting error. These coins were not supposed to exist in their final form. Second, most people spent them without realizing what they had. Few survived in top condition. Third, today's collectors are willing to pay a premium for coins with unique stories, and this one delivers. Quick question: when was the last time you actually looked at a penny before tossing it in the change jar? Think about it, that tiny, forgotten coin could be your ticket to financial freedom. Your old coin collection or your childhood piggy bank might hold more value than you ever imagined. Still think it's just a penny? Let's get practical. If you want to find this 1986 no-mint-mark penny, here's what to look for. First, check the date, 1986. Next, look beneath the date. No D. No S. Completely blank. Then, examine the coin's condition. Is it clean, shiny, and scratch-free? Coins in mint or near mint condition bring in the highest prices. And finally, get it graded. A professional grading service can confirm its authenticity and condition. That's the step that turns a few cents into hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now here's the real twist: these coins are still out there. In drawers. In jars. In boxes of forgotten change. People are finding them every day. The difference is, some know what to look for. Others let them slip through their fingers. Which side will you be on? Imagine finding a $902,000 coin today, and selling it tomorrow. What would you do with the money? Pay off every debt, buy your dream home, retire early and travel the world. The opportunities are endless, but only if you accept so the next time you hold a penny from 1986. Pause, take a good, long look, because one tiny detail could change everything. And here's the real question: will you be the one who finds it, or the one who missed it? Stay tuned. Because in our next video, we're uncovering another penny that's quietly selling for more than a luxury car. You won't believe which year it is. Have you ever walked past a penny on the ground and not bothered to pick it up? What if I told you one of those pennies, from 1987, could be worth up to $900,000 today? Yes, you heard that right. A single 1987 Lincoln penny with no mint mark could change your life forever. Imagine holding a coin that looks ordinary, feels ordinary, but secretly holds the power to pay off your mortgage, wipe out your debt, or even fund your dream retirement. This isn't fantasy. This is happening right now. Collectors are fiercely hunting down a specific version of the 1987 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. And if you have one hiding in your old coin jar, you might be sitting on a goldmine without even knowing it. But here's the question you should be asking: why is this particular penny worth so much? And more importantly, how can you know if you have the rare one? Don't blink. Because by the end of this video, you'll not only know how to identify this rare treasure, but you'll also understand why time is running out to cash in before someone else beats you to it. Let's unlock the mystery. To understand the 1987 no-mint mark penny's incredible value, we need to go back to the basics. In 1987, the United States Mint struck hundreds of millions of Lincoln pennies. Most were produced at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Pennies from Denver carry a small, D mint mark. But those from Philadelphia, at least until 2017, had no mint mark at all. So what makes this no mint mark penny from 1987 so special? After all, isn't that normal for Philly coins? Yes and no. Here's the twist: among the countless pennies produced that year, a microscopic number of them were struck with extremely rare minting errors, off-center strikes, double dies, and more. And it's these error coins, without any mint mark, that are commanding staggering prices at auctions. Now pause for a second. Have you ever checked your old coins under a magnifying glass? Because those tiny imperfections might be your key to a six-figure payout, and here's where it gets exciting. One 1987 no-mintmark penny, in nearly perfect condition with a specific die error, recently shocked the numismatic world when it was appraised at over $900,000. That's not a typo. That's a true story, but why would anyone pay that much for a single penny? Because in the world of rare coins, rarity plus condition equals value. The fewer there are, and the better preserved they are, the more collectors are willing to spend. And the 1987 no-mintmark penny with error combinations is about as rare as they come, but we're not done yet. When was the last time you actually looked at the year on a penny? Or felt its weight in your hand? Most of us don't. That's why this coin keeps slipping under the radar. Let me ask you something else. Would you toss a coin worth $900,000 into a tip jar? Sounds ridiculous, right? But it has happened before. And it can happen again. Here's another twist most people miss: the value of these coins is rising fast. As more people learn about the 1987 no-mintmark penny, the competition to find one grows fiercer. And as demand increases, so does the price. You see, wealth doesn't always come from working harder. Sometimes, it comes from recognizing hidden value. That dusty old coffee can of coins in your attic? It might hold your ticket to financial freedom, and yet, most people will never check. Most people will keep spending their rare coins without knowing their true worth. Will you be one of them, or will you be the one who looks a little closer and discovers something extraordinary? So how can you tell if your 1987 penny is the rare one? Start with the mint mark. Or rather, the lack of it. If your 1987 penny has no mint mark, it could be from the Philadelphia Mint. That's the first clue. Next, examine the coin for striking errors. Look for doubling on the date or letters, unusual ridges, or off-center designs. If you spot any of these, do not clean the coin. Cleaning can destroy its value. Instead, place it carefully in a protective holder and get it professionally graded by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC. This step is crucial. An ungraded coin might sell for a few hundred, but a graded coin in pristine condition can fetch tens of thousands, or even hundreds of thousands, at auction. And here's a word of urgency. Every year, more rare coins are discovered, sold, and locked away in private collections. Once they're gone, they're gone. The window to find these coins in the wild is closing fast. Now, ask yourself, are you going to check your coin jar today? Or are you going to let someone else find your fortune? Right now, in homes just like yours, people are discovering life-changing coins. They're turning pennies into prosperity, pocket change into powerful wealth. Why not you? The 1987 no-mintmark penny is more than just a piece of copper. It's a symbol of hidden opportunity, of everyday treasures waiting to be uncovered. So the next time you see a penny, don't ignore it. Investigate it, because the road to financial freedom might just begin with one forgotten cent. The 1992 D. Lincoln penny, a coin so ordinary at first glance, has shocked collectors and dealers alike by reaching a market value of up to $888,000. That's enough to pay off your mortgage, retire early, or start that dream business you've always talked about. Imagine flipping through your old coin jar, expecting nothing special, and suddenly realizing you're holding one of the rarest treasures in American coin history. The moment you recognize the value, your entire financial future changes. You might be wondering, how could a common-looking penny be worth a fortune? Well, this is where the story gets fascinating. And trust me, you're going to want to watch this until the end, because you need to know exactly what to look for before you accidentally spend it. Let's rewind to 1992. The United States Mint struck millions of pennies that year, many of them from Denver, marked with the familiar D. Mint mark. Most were just pocket change. But a handful of them were accidentally struck using a design intended for the following year. This small mistake, known as the close AM variety, created one of the rarest penny errors in modern history. Here's the detail that makes the difference. On the reverse side of most 1992 pennies, the words America show a clear separation between the letters A and M. But in the rare close AM variety, those two letters are nearly touching. And that small design variation is what transforms this coin from 1 cent to a life-changing payday. only a few examples of the 1992 D-close AM penny have ever been found. In fact, it's so rare that most collectors have never even seen one in person. That rarity is what drives the price sky-high. So how does this happen? The US Mint accidentally used a proof die, meant for special collector coins, on regular business strike coins. That tiny mistake slipped through the cracks. And now, decades later, it's fueling a treasure hunt across the country. Pause for a second. When was the last time you checked the pennies in your house? Because right now, someone else might be discovering one and cashing in. That should light a fire under anyone who's been putting it off. Now let's talk about the money. A verified 1992 D-close AM penny sold at auction for an astonishing $881,250. And that was several years ago. Today, demand has only grown. With more collectors entering the market, the value of these coins is climbing. Even if your penny isn't in perfect condition, if it's a genuine close AM variety, it could still bring in thousands. That's why getting your coins authenticated and appraised is absolutely crucial. Don't let your fortune go unnoticed because of a lack of knowledge. Here's the catch: most people will never know they had one. They'll spend it at a vending machine, hand it to a cashier, or leave it sitting in a jar for years. But not you. Because now, you know what to look for. Ask yourself, what if you're one coin away from a financial breakthrough? It's time to act. Grab a magnifying glass. Start with your 1992 pennies. Look closely at the spacing in the word America. If the A and M are touching or nearly touching, you might just be staring at a six-figure coin. Don't wait. Don't tell yourself you'll check tomorrow. Because every day that passes is another day someone else finds the coin you could have discovered. So here's your mission: search your collection. Inspect every 1992 D penny. And if you spot that close AM, protect it, authenticate it, and prepare to change your life. Still curious about what makes certain pennies worth so much? In the next video, we're uncovering 5 more coins hiding in plain sight that are making everyday Americans rich. Not just any coin, but a plain-looking 2001 Lincoln penny, with no mint mark. At first glance, it seems worthless. Ordinary. Common. But this one tiny coin, sitting quietly in countless drawers across America, has shocked collectors by selling for up to $881,000. Yes, you heard that right. A penny, worth nearly $1 million. Now here's the real question: do you have one? Or worse, did you already spend one without knowing? Let's rewind. The 2001 Lincoln penny was minted during an era of high production. Billions of pennies were made that year. But there's something strange, something incredibly rare, about a specific version of this coin. It's the 2001 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. That absence might seem like a minor detail, but in the world of coin collecting, it's everything. Typically, coins minted in Philadelphia do not carry a mint mark, and that's common. So why is this particular penny so special? Because the no mint mark 2001 penny that's worth a fortune isn't just missing a letter. It's exhibiting unique characteristics: subtle striking errors, double dies, high-grade finishes, and surface conditions so pristine they seem untouched by time. And here's where it gets more interesting. Many people confuse regular 2001 pennies with these rare specimens. But seasoned collectors and serious dealers know exactly what to look for, and they're willing to pay life-changing amounts for it. Can you imagine the regret of someone who once held this coin, and let it slip away for a cup of coffee? Let me ask you this. When was the last time you actually looked, really looked, at your change? Or do you just toss it into a bowl, never thinking twice? Because while most people ignore their pennies, a small group of people are becoming wealthy off them, and the clock is ticking. The more awareness spreads, the fewer chances remain to find these coins in circulation. Now here's what sets the valuable 2001 no mint mark penny apart. First, grade matters. A coin in poor condition might only be worth a few bucks. But in mint state, especially graded MS68 or higher, this coin enters an elite level. That's when we start seeing 5 or even 6-figure values. One verified example of this penny, graded MS68 red, was auctioned for an astounding $881,250. That's the kind of money that turns lives around. Next, look closely at doubling effects on the lettering or Lincoln's profile. These errors, invisible to the untrained eye, can multiply the value dramatically. And then there's the finish: deep red color, full luster, and no signs of wear. These traits drive demand through the roof, but here's the catch: they're rare. Very rare. Out of billions of coins, only a handful match this description, which makes every penny in your house a potential treasure hunt. Here's a wild thought. The average American throws away over $62 in loose change each year. That's not just waste, it could be walking away from hidden gold. In fact, entire businesses now specialize in coin hunting, offering payouts, trade-ins, and direct purchases from ordinary people like you, people who take the time to check their change. So, what does this mean for you? It means right now, yes, right now, you might have a 2001 no-mint-mark Lincoln penny that could rewrite your financial story. Start by checking your change jars, your old wallets, your drawers, even your car cup holders. Use a magnifying glass. Compare the details. Look for pristine condition, no mint mark, and any signs of striking errors, and if you find one that stands out, don't sit on it. Get it graded by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC. Because once it's certified, collectors will line up to bid. Now, here's the twist. Even if you don't find this exact penny, you've just entered a world where knowledge leads to wealth. There are dozens, yes, dozens, of modern coins out there hiding in plain sight, waiting to be discovered, but the opportunity won't last forever. Every day, more coins vanish from circulation. Every day, others find theirs and cash in. Will you be next? Or will you let someone else take what could have been yours? This is not a fantasy. It's happening. Right now. In auctions across America, but here's the catch: most people throw these coins away, never realizing their true value. And while they do, others are cashing in and changing their lives forever. So if you're one of the millions who believe you don't have anything valuable lying around, you might want to think again, because by the end of this video, you'll not only know why this 2003 penny is so valuable, but you'll also learn exactly how to identify it, where to sell it, and how to turn that old coin jar into a life-changing opportunity. Stay with me. The truth might just be sitting inside your wallet. Let's start with a simple question. What makes a coin with no mint mark from 2003 so rare, and so valuable? At first glance, this penny looks like any other. It features Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back, just like millions of others. But under the surface lies a mystery that has captured the attention of numismatists worldwide. The 2003 Lincoln penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally does not use a mint mark on 1-cent coins. So you might wonder, if it's normal for Philadelphia coins to have no mint mark, why is this one so special? In 2003, a limited number of Lincoln pennies were minted with extraordinary precision errors, rare double dies, off-center strikes, and high-grade finishes that were never intended for public circulation. Some of these rare examples slipped through quality control and found their way into everyday pockets. And when those rare variations are found in pristine, uncirculated condition, their value skyrockets. Collectors are especially drawn to coins that are not only rare but also in what's called MS 67 or higher grade, meaning mint state, nearly perfect. These are the types of pennies that can sell for over $800,000. Now, let me ask you this: how many pennies have passed through your hands in your lifetime? Hundreds? Thousands? What if one of them could fund your retirement, pay off your house, or buy your dream car? Suddenly, that old coffee can full of pennies doesn't seem so worthless anymore, does it? Now that you know what's at stake, the real question is, how do you find one of these rare 2003 no-mint mark pennies? The first step is to understand what to look for. Start by checking the coin's condition. The higher the grade, the more valuable it is. Look for sharp details in Lincoln's hair, crisp lines in the Lincoln Memorial, and a clean, untouched surface. Any sign of scratches, dents, or heavy wear may significantly reduce its value. Next, inspect for known errors. These include double die obverse coins, where Lincoln's face or the inscriptions appear doubled, or off-center strikes, where the design is shifted. These mistakes, though accidental, are exactly what make a coin stand out to serious collectors. That if you believe you found a promising coin, don't guess, get it graded professionally. Companies like PCGS or NGC can certify your coin's value and condition, which dramatically increases your chances of selling it at top dollar. And where do you sell it? High-value coins should never be sold casually. Look for reputable coin auctions, trusted dealers, or high-traffic platforms like Heritage Auctions or eBay's Verified Coin Collectors program. Many people lose money simply by selling too quickly or to the wrong buyer, but here's the real secret. Most people won't even check their change. They'll ignore their old coin jars, convinced that nothing in there is worth anything. That's where you win, because you now know the truth. And you're already ahead of 99% of the population. So before you toss another penny aside, take one more look. That little copper coin might just hold the power to transform your future. What other coins are hiding in plain sight with values that could make you rich? The 2003 no-mintmark penny is only the beginning. There are more coins, more stories, and more chances to change your life if you know where to look. Right now, thousands of Americans are unknowingly sitting on small fortunes, hidden in plain sight inside their kitchen jars, sock drawers, and old wallets. These aren't just coins. They're keys to a lifestyle most only dream of. This isn't about collecting. This is about unlocking wealth. Because today, we're diving into the incredible story of the 2006 Lincoln penny, a tiny copper treasure that could change your life. But here's the catch: not all 2006 pennies are created equal. Only a rare few hold the power to rewrite your financial future. So what makes one of these pennies worth nearly $1 million? And more importantly, could you have one? Stick with me, because once you understand what to look for, you'll never look at spare change the same way again. Let's rewind the clock. In 2006, the Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of Lincoln pennies. Most were standard, common, worth exactly 1 cent, but hidden among them, a microscopic mistake. A minting anomaly so rare, so precise, and so valuable, it has collectors battling over ownership. The secret lies in the tiniest details. A doubled die, a misaligned strike, or even a subtle flaw in the metal composition. These rare errors are often invisible to the naked eye. But to trained collectors, their gold. One verified 2006 Lincoln penny with a rare error recently sold for an astonishing $874,000 at auction. Let that sink in. A penny. Less than the price of a gumball. And yet it sold for more than a luxury home. Imagine being the person who cashed in on that coin. What would you do with that kind of money? Pay off your mortgage? Retire early? Send your kids to college debt-free? Here's the twist: these high-value errors weren't just discovered by seasoned professionals. Many were found by everyday people just like you, folks who simply took a closer look at what they already had. Now ask yourself, have you checked your change lately? Let's get practical. Here's what separates the life-changing 2006 Lincoln pennies from the ordinary ones. First, examine the mint mark. You're looking for the letter D just beneath the year 2006. It signifies the coin was struck in Denver. Now here's where it gets exciting. Flip the coin under bright light and examine the details. Look for doubling, especially in the inscriptions like "In God We Trust," "Liberty," or the date. This could indicate a double die, one of the most valuable types of mint errors. Next, check the coin's surface. Is there anything unusual? A die crack, off-center strike, or unusual coloration can mean the difference between 1 cent and a small fortune. If your heart skipped a beat while looking, don't panic. That excitement is real. That penny might be your ticket to something incredible. So what do you do if you think you found one? Don't rush to sell. First, get it graded by a professional coin grading service. Certification from organizations like PCGS or NGC adds legitimacy and dramatically increases its value at auction. Then, reach out to reputable auction houses or trusted numismatic dealers. Avoid online buyers offering quick cash. They prey on panic and ignorance. Remember, knowledge is your greatest asset here. Now take a deep breath. Because whether you find the $874,000 penny or not, you've just taken the first step into a world most people never even considered. You're not just collecting coins. You're discovering hidden wealth. You're rewriting your story, one penny at a time. The 2006 D. Lincoln penny is just one example. Who knows what other rare treasures might be hiding in your home? This is your wake-up call. Check those jars. Dig through that old drawer. The fortune of a lifetime might be staring right back at you, and here's the final question to leave you with: will you be the next person to turn a forgotten penny into financial freedom, or will someone else cash in while you're still wondering, what if? The choice is in your hands. Subscribe for more insights, and unlock the secrets inside your pocket.